Hello, I'm Kerry from Mobilates and back here again on a Wednesday afternoon with Virtual Village Hall. It is such a pleasure to be here as always. So we're going to do 30 minutes of really gentle Pilates inspired movement, lots of mobility work, so getting everything sort of gently moving. You can do it standing, you can do it sitting, you can mix it up and do a bit of standing, bit of sitting. You can also do it from the edge of a bed. And we lie down during half the class. Who's that coming in? Hello, Irene. And the lying down you can do on the floor, just take your time getting down there. Or you can pull the duvet back and do it on the bed if you like. That's a nice option. But let's get started. Always take it super, super gentle. Right, so we're going to start off taking the ring finger on each hand, just stroking your face. Stroking downwards. Hi Jackie. Nice to have regulars here. And you can then use more of your fingers stroking down. I can't help but close my eyes as I do this one. Oh, that feels nice. And then we're going to take that stroking movement down our arms. Hello, Jyoti. Hi. Nice to have you here. Stroke right down to the end of the hands and just check that you're breathing. Take a deeper breath. Don't hold that breath. Just breathing in and out. Both arms at a time. Stroking downwards. You'll know I keep crisscrossing the different way. Don't mind if you do that or not. And then we're just going to go into the hands. Stroking downwards, down the palms. As flat as your hands will go. They might have a little curl to them. Might be really tense. They might not flatten at all. Just go if it's like that. Just go with that little touch of the pads of your fingers. Breathe into your belly. And as you breathe out, you feel your belly come towards you. And we breathe into our bellies like that and it swells up. A bit more room for the diaphragm to come down. I'm just checking in, my eyes just can't see from this distance without stepping forwards. Oh, that's good. Right, let's get ourselves in some sort of alignment. So, bringing your feet to parallel, looking down, you want to be able to place a small paperback book between them. So I'm not talking like a big deluxe hardback, or a massive magazine or a coffee table book, just a normal paperback between your feet. If you're sitting, you can check with your legs bent that you can fit 2 fists between like that, and your legs should be in an L shape. Or stand a little taller, sit a little taller. I'm going to pull an imaginary thread up, so that's your head going up towards the ceiling. You might feel a little bit of tension almost pulling in here, and that's good. That's just holding you up, but it doesn't have to be super tight. Open up across here. Oh, don't you just love that music when it does that? I'll try not to get too lost in it. So as you open up, your shoulders go back. We're going to take our back of our heads back. So if I show you sort of relaxed, and then I'm going to stand up tall, shoulders back, back of the head back. And then from there, just taking your ear down to each side, but think about the back of your head instead of your ear. Drawing a little arc. So trying not to move anything else. No shoulders moving, just the head, just mobilizing. Then we're going to give it a little turn, one side to the other. Keeping that long neck at the back, so it's a feeling of turning whilst pulling the head back slightly. And then a little bit of chicken, just letting it chin come forwards a bit and pulling back. Doesn't need to be very much. I'll do a chicken before Easter. And then starting to do alternate shoulder rolls, letting your waist just turn a little bit. Checking that you're breathing. And let's do both shoulders together, nice and slow. Let's do it with an in-breath. This time sending this in-breath higher up, all around your chest and back. And as your shoulders come round and round the back, breathing out. And I do this breath out through my mouth because it slows it down. So out through pursed lips, I often say. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more. And then we're just going to take the arms just round gently forwards and open gently back. So this is in your upper back. It's around sort of up here from where my hand is upwards to your head. Just gently rounding slightly. And your lower back stays as is, it doesn't change, but we'll do change that in a minute. Now let's do a little pelvic tilt. So just watch my hand, see? There, my back straightens, my bottom tucks under slightly, and then I'm just letting it relax and go forwards. So I'm tightening my belly muscles to get this movement. And I like to keep it quite small. Sometimes we think of this area, this pelvic area, as a bucket of water, so that's holding the water upright. Could even be tilting it back slightly, and then this is letting the water tip this way. It's a good time to check in with your back and how it's feeling, and then make it smaller, and then somewhere you can hold it. I have mine very slightly tucked under. My back's a little bit sore and it just feels better, very slightly tucked under today. Right, now we're going to just do a little rotation. Let the feet move if you're standing. If you're sitting, slide your hands on your legs first. And just take your head with your body, and then you can start to float your hands over the top. It's time to look behind you, especially if you're standing. You'll get a bit more turn because of the way you get more movement with the legs. And then we'll bring it back to the centre. Bringing those legs back in. We're going to do a little sort of flow. Elbows in at your waist, softly, shoulders down, palms are facing each other. We're going to bend our knees, or if you're sitting, you can just stay nice and upright and clench your glutes slightly, actually that would be nice. We're going to offer our arms forward, knees are still bent, bring them back, push up, arms down. Knee bend, arms forward, arms back, push up, arms down. Sitting, knees bend, arms forward, arms back. Squeeze the glutes. You can see my head just comes up as my glutes squeeze. Squeeze again, arms forwards, bring them back. Relax the glutes, take the arms down. That's it. You'll find that your belly really wants to pull back a little bit to help support you, pull towards you. And if your knees are a bit creaky, don't bend so far. So that would be a super small bend. Or take it sitting. If you want to take it a little lower, the back straight, we're not hinging forwards. But now we're going to do something different with our arms, reaching them up above our heads and just looking up, taking it down. Knees bend, arms forward, take them back. Arms down, arms up. Oh, I've put a lot in to remember this week. Oh. Last one like that. And then we'll go up again. This time if you want to, you can come up on your toes. Maybe a couple of times if you're sitting. Just bringing your heels up so you're going up on your toes. Last one. And then we're going to take it into a sort of curtsy and a rotation. So if you're sitting on the chair, come forwards and take one leg back behind the other leg. So you can see my foot's behind. Or wherever you can get it, might be closer if you can't get into your chair. And then you just rotate your arms to the other side. And then standing up. Now my toes don't like pressure as I go back like that, so I keep it very light on the back foot. But if you want to bend it more and get more pressure on it, you can do. Just keeping those arms nice and soft, just trying to get a bit of rotation at the waist and a bit of balance. And then pause there. Elbows are going to circle back. That's it. Getting those crackles and snaps and pops out of the shoulders, all those extra noises. And then loose fists with the hands. And just starting to rotate at the wrist. You can see my elbows have come in because I'm trying to concentrate this movement just at the wrists. Taking it both ways. And then we're going to do a little work for the hands, bringing each finger pad to the thumb pad and getting a bit of contact. If you've got arthritis, you may know these exercises. Just taking the thumb, oh, I find this one a hard one, windscreen wiper. I have a little stiffness in my thumb joints. That right one's really not liking it, but it needs the movement. And then just a bit of piano playing. Let your arms just flow in and out. And then we'll take our hands to our ribs and we're going to just circle our pelvis, knees soft. So this is what it looks like if you're standing. So I'm trying to do nothing above my hands. You can see my knees are soft, my legs are just having a little groove. My pelvis is going under and around. If I'm sitting, you've got the resistance of the chair, so the movement's more sort of grounded. Take it the other way. I think I'm getting it to go the other way. I'm going to try it standing. Doesn't want to do it today. You can tell my back's a little bit stiff. And then we're going to do a little hip opening movement to get the joint to rotate out and in. So this is, I want you to think about being a puppet. And on the same side, hand and arm, there's a string attached. You might need something to hold on to. So if I hold on to the chair, I'll do it with this side. Imagine there's a string between my hands and my thigh. I'm just going to move it as if attached by a string. Now at the moment, my foot is just touching the floor. It might be that you can lift it off the floor. Just imagine you're this puppet and this distance between your arm and your leg stays the same. This part stays facing forwards. It's just this leg that comes out. It might just be a little bit like that. It might be you increase it as you do it. Last one that side, got to go for the other side. So imagining that distance. Ooh. And just keeping it the same. You can have your other arm out for balance. I think I need it on this side. Takes a lot of concentration. You might get a little clunky sort of sound in the hip. There's a tendon band that snaps over a bone. That's often the cause of that sound. It's one of those sounds, doesn't sound very nice, but it doesn't usually mean harm. Last one. And then we're just going to swing our arms. And then let the rest of the body get involved. So if you're standing, you start to bend a bit at the knees and send your bottom backwards. We're not bending, we're just staying straight and just letting our arms flow. And then if you want to bend over, you can. So if you like that bend in your spine, also if you've got osteoporosis, you may want to keep this straight back. It's less sort of weight going through the spine. And some bigger breaths. Last one. We're going to make our way down to the floor. So I'm going to put this chair to one side. See you down on the floor. A couple of cushions would be good at this point. Should have mentioned that at the beginning, but forgive me. Let's just move the camera down. Oh, hi, Carol. I didn't see you were there. I hope you're enjoying it so far. So, there we go. Right, we're going to be lying on our backs. And we're going to start with a cushion. But you can use your hands if you like instead. If you've got two cushions, you could have one under the head for a bit of luxury and extra comfort, and the other one we're going to put on our belly and just rest the hands on. So if you haven't got a cushion, just like that is good. Legs are bent. You can take your heels together, your knees together, and then take your heels out to the side and your toes forwards. Just letting the weight of that cushion rest on your belly. So you've got something to feel as you breathe in, and I want you to breathe into your belly, just like we did at the beginning. But it's a bit stiller now. So breathe into your belly, feel it swell against the cushion. And as you breathe out, feel your belly almost deflate without the weight of the cushion and your hands on it. Breathing in again. Feeling that pressure against the cushion. Breathing out. One more like this. And breathing out. That just helps to really calm things. Now we need a little bit of tension on the belly. So instead of breathing into the belly, we're going to breathe more into the chest and the back and the side ribs. Instead, this cushion's going to go under a foot. So I'm going to put it under this foot. You want it to be a little bit wobbly, so you can even put it so it's sort of squished and a little bit sort of wobbly. So it feels like my foot's not very stable, it's sort of rocking around a little bit. Just hold that foot there, and then arms down, palms up. Slide the other leg away. Bring it back. Take a breath in, up here. As you breathe out, slight tightness on your belly, your back stays the same. It's not rounding or pressing into the mat, it just stays the same, but our leg goes away. As you breathe in, your leg comes back. Breathing out, it goes away. This area all stays the same. Breathing in, it comes back. Breathing out, it goes away. Breathing in, it comes back. We're going to change over legs. I'm just going to shuffle that cushion over there. So that leg's a little bit sort of wobbly and off the floor. Just tuck that out of the way of the foot. Arms open by your sides, so palms up. Breath in. As you breathe out, that foot's just travelling away. Might not get fully extended. If your leg gets to there, that's okay. And then bring it back. Might be on the next one, you go a bit further. Just trying to keep that leg really light on the floor. You can even do it when it just floats on the floor. This leg staying completely still. That's the aim. It may be having, I've just looked at my slight wobble. But the work, although we're thinking a lot about this leg, lots of work going on the stationary leg too. I think we're just coming up to the last one or two. That's it. And just relax for a second. You can put the cushion between your legs and just let your legs fall out to the sides. Arms out to the sides. And then we're going to take the cushion and pop it underneath between the calf and the thigh. And just use that to bring your knee towards your chest. Now we're trying not to press our backs into the floor. We're trying to keep everything the same here. So just seeing how that feels. And at the moment this leg's bent, and then see if you can slide it away. And do the same movement. Use that cushion. So you might be here, you might be closer. It depends on your flexibility, what's going on with your hip joints, all sorts of things. Try and lengthen this foot that's on the floor. And then you can let this leg have a little sway out to the side, rocking towards you, swaying outwards. Remember, this other leg can be bent as well. Last one on this side. And that might be a little nicer. So that's what that might look like with a really full folded cushion. You don't have to press and squeeze like that, just let your leg flop. And then try moving this leg, see if you can lengthen it, lengthen the foot. Still got that little space under our back, so we're not tucking the pelvis under or anything. And then letting it sway out to the side, backwards and forwards. And we're trying to keep this area the same. You might even need a hand to sort of stabilise, to stop this side rolling away. That's okay. This is part of some sort of movement that goes into a move called single leg stretch. It's just preparation for it. That's the last one like that. And we're going to put the cushion between our legs, between the knees. Arms are out in a T shape. And just letting your legs, your feet and your hips sway. Your shoulders stay where they are. And we just get this rocking motion. I'm using a little bit of effort to pull back to the floor. So I go over like that and come away. And there's a little effort from my belly. It's just pulling me back. So I can feel that mat as I roll across the floor. Just tune into that sensation. Little extra massage. And then we're going to use the motion to roll onto our sides. So just taking it a little bit further. And then I'm going to roll towards you, keeping that cushion there. Roll onto the side. Just bring my legs up slightly. Now this arm here can stay here, or it can go under here. This is the arm we're going to be using. Just starting to draw a sort of semicircle on the floor, or an arc, and then seeing if it can go a little further. You can see I'm just rolling back a little, keeping it nice and soft. And then you could really open up if you want to and draw a sort of archy circle. Last one on this side. And then you can roll forwards a little bit and just have a little ease into your hips on this side. So your knees start to slip over one over the other a little bit. And then we're going to roll the other way round. So I'm going to turn myself right over that way. So bring your legs up to that L shape, drawing that arc. And this is all about the upper body. The lower body at this stage is just heavy, holding that cushion, resting on the floor. And that cushion is a nice focus to keep the legs just where they are, where you see where this shoulder, where it will go. And if it's got achy bits, you can change. Your arm doesn't have to fully extend. You could use that elbow to circle backwards. And that might let you then do a bigger movement, or it might be much happier just staying as a really small movement. You're still getting movement into this top bit of your spine. And then just letting the hips roll forwards a little. Now you can let these legs slide. Gives you a nice bit of side movement and rolling here. And then we're going to push ourselves up to sitting. And I'm going to sit on the cushion, or even cushions. You're going to really pile yourself up, make it a little bit higher. Legs are out in front of you, hands behind you. Just let your legs a little sway. And then see if you can take them a little wider. And that sway becomes more of a knee dip. Bringing the hips in. Hope you're enjoying a bit of Ravel's Bolero. It can only ever make me think of Torval Dean, of course. And then we're going to take a bit of sweep my arm across. Now I do feel that as I'm doing this, I'm coming off these cushions. And last one on each side before I come right into the screen. I'm just going to have a little shuffle back. We're going to go for a little bit down the side. So just leaning onto one side, pulling your toes back towards you. And you can see this part of my chest, I'm trying to open outwards that way. And then we'll do the same on the other side. And I'm just using the back of my hand against the leg. Haven't got my legs super wide. My legs don't like to go really, really wide, but some people do. Whatever works for you, you might be sat more like this, that's okay. Just go with what works. Get these feet flexing back. Now this time, maybe opening the arms up. Options, here, here, down here, or completely open if that feels good. Take a breath in. Another breath. And bring yourself to the center. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So just seeing where that one wants to open. Could be here, and that could be where you stay and do your breaths. Could be holding it out a little. It could be opening right out. Really pulling those toes back and just give them a little wriggle. And bring that down. Bring your legs inwards. Grab your feet. Now they can go quite close. I like to shuffle towards my feet, or if they're more comfortable far away, that's fine. You can either hold your feet, or if that really feels a bit tight and uncomfortable, put your hands behind. Just that gentle bounce on your knees. That's it. And then I'm going to take mine into cross-legged, but if you want to sit in a different position like that, or like that, if that's more comfortable. A little arc over one way. Be lots of soft arms today. And one more each side like that. And then we're going to do a little turn with the neck on the other side. And then halfway between this little dip here and your shoulder, pull your head back. Take the tip of your nose downwards, like you're having a nosy right down here. Take the opposite arm away, and the palm can be down or up to the screen, or you can play with it. I like to play with it, so it's going up and down like I'm turning volume control. Same on the other side. So head turns. Going to look down the nose. I'm just having a little nosy down here, pulling my head back at the same time for a really long neck, I hope. Offering the arm out at the other side. Palm towards the screen. Turning my hand down and up. Just getting that sort of neural, nervy sort of sensation. It's quite tingly. It makes my fingers tingle. And then we'll finish as we started. Soft stroke of the face. Soft stroke of the arms downwards. Stroke of the hands. Take your palms to the outside, arms to the outside. Take a breath in. Let your fingers touch. Breathing out, bring your hands into your chest. Well done, everybody. I wish you a lovely break over this weekend. It's a bank holiday. The weather might even be good. I hope the sun shines for you. You get to enjoy some lovely food. I am going to be hot cross bun making tomorrow, I think. I did see Virtual Village Hall had a little video of that, so if you check their feed, that's a nice little film. I really enjoyed it. But otherwise, enjoy yourselves. I shall see you next week.